I'd like to share a short teaching with you from the Dhammapada, the Buddha's words, gathas of the Buddha's words. And this is a very important one. It's from the 131st and 132nd gatha in the Dhammapada. And the first one says, if desiring happiness, you use violence to harm living beings who desire happiness, you won't find happiness after death. If desiring happiness, this is 132, you do not use violence to harm living beings who desire happiness, you will find happiness after death. I will also like to add to that you'll find happiness in this life as well, before death. And this is such a central part of the Buddha's teaching. It's the foundation, is ahimsa or avihimsa, sometimes it's called, harmlessness. And this harmlessness, of course, is not only to others, but to ourselves as well. Because sometimes we can be very hard on ourselves, can harm ourselves. And this non-harming, this avihimsa or ahimsa, comes through also through our actions, particularly through our speech, and even through our thoughts. And it's very clear from this and so many of the Buddha's other teachings of the Buddha, that there's no justification whatsoever for violence on the part of any of the Buddha's followers, whether they be Sangha or lay people. It is not something that the Buddha could sanction whatsoever. And we realize that the Buddha was the greatest exponent of non-harm, of ahimsa. And this is the essence of the Dhamma. And as I often say to people, we protect the Dhamma by not using violence. And on the contrary, if we do use violence, we cannot protect the Dhamma. It will destroy it. The only way we can protect the Dhamma, the Buddha Sasana, is through our practice of the Noble Eightfold Path, the practice of the wholesome. And when we find ourselves in dangerous times, difficult times, as we do here, it's so important that these are, we could say, akusala times, negative times, so important that we do more and more kusala in whatever way we can. More kindness, more compassion, to go out of our way. And when we do that, we create the conditions for experiencing positive results, vipaka, and not experiencing negative results. The seeds of our negative past karma can't ripen so easily when we've done a lot of positive karma. So at this time, I encourage all of us to think on the Buddha's words of non-violence, non-harming, avihimsa or ahimsa, and how important it is in the Buddha's teaching, and how important it is in our lives too, for a happy, peaceful society, for a happy, peaceful family. So I thank you and wish you well for practicing this. Sadhu, sadhu.